So in this tutorial I'll be working with 3 tracks. You can see I have a song here. I have 2 other songs. Let me make this shorter for the tutorial. So I have 3 songs I'll be working with, and the way I have these songs set up, I have them going to this mix bus, which then goes to the master bus. Go over to look at what I have. I have compressor, EQ, compressor, mid-side processing, ozone, and a level meter. So right now they're all in bypass mode, and if I flip the rack around, you can see I have them wired specifically going from my master bus to my EQ, from my EQ to my compressor, from my compressor down to the splitter, and from the splitter to the ozone maximizer, and then to my loudness meter to check my levels. And that is my routing. So when I play the track, so you can see that the files, the music is playing through my mastering chain. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to my mixer, and you see in the sequence window I have set up my song where the beginning starts, then I trim the end to get the fade out that I got here. Then I will start this other song on the adjacent track, which is track 2, and I give it a 2-minute space in between the end of this one. And the reason why I didn't cut it off here, I wanted to reverb the tail out, so is this one done, I have a 2-second before this one here starts. Then as this one plays to the end, I fade it out, and I'm gonna set up my last track, which is this one here. Bring it up to here. So this one here is done at 4 minutes, and this one here starts about there. So the good thing that I could show you in this track here, the 3rd track, which is a reggae song, it started off with the hi-hats that I play to give me a downbeat for the drum roll. So in this case I don't need the hi-hats. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna trim the file back to get rid of the hi-hats and start it right here, and then bring this up to there. So this one ended at 3:59. I'll start this one here at 4. Let's say 4:02. I'm just guessing a little bit. I could actually punch in those numbers. So you can see as this one here fades out, and it comes to an end, So that is my 3 tracks there, which the intention is to put 2 second space in between the song and each, and they're set up this way. If I had more tracks, I would continue adding more tracks and staggered the tracks down. And this one here, I'll fade out the end, so then on the end you hear it fade. So that is my 3 track where I trim the head and the tail. I trim the tail of the first 2 tracks and the tail of the 3rd track. Actually, I could label these and put a name in there, but I don't really need that. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna look at my mastering chain and I'm gonna play the first song, and I'm gonna try to match all 3 levels to get them as close as I can get them. This one I have it setting at -11, so I'm gonna go to the 2nd track. So this one, I'm go back here. Okay, so let me listen to this one. Go back to the first one. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to achieve. I'm actually trying to get the 3 tracks to be relatively close in terms of their perceived level, which I've done. So since I've got that, now I'm gonna go into I'm gonna go to the first track, and I'm going to add some EQs. I'm gonna roll off at 25. I don't need anything down lower than 25, and this one here, I'm gonna play the song. So as far as the lows are concerned, I added 2 dBs at 50 hertz. I added 2 dBs at 80. No, let me go back to number one. So at number one, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to add at 60. I'm adding 2 dB. So let me exaggerate this for you so you could hear what it sounds like. Oh, I'm sorry. You can see here I added 2 dBs. And I could take it out so you can hear it. And this one here, which is, I bring it down about here, I'm gonna play the song. So I'm gonna, it's without, I'm gonna put it in. So it's just cut a little bit. I'm just using simple moves to illustrate what I'm trying to get. I must let you know I'm listening in headphones as opposed to listening through monitors, and I would prefer to be doing this with monitors rather than headphones, but to avoid feedback I'm doing it with headphones. So I'll go to my next one. So that is my EQ curve I set. In this example, you can see I'm using the same EQ to EQ all the 3 tracks without going back to mess with individual EQ. Unless the song was drastically different, then I would have gone back and put EQ on individual tracks. So I'm just using one master mixer and bus to get what I want. So with that done, and I'm not saying these are the frequencies and the amounts you need. I'm just saying for my taste, this is what I'm using. So I'll go and bring in my compressor. I want to work with a very low ratio, 2:1. I'll put it back to the beginning. So I'm hitting easy there, set my release fast. Okay, so that is, I'll bypass the compressor to hear what is going on. That's my compressor out. In, out. by setting the compressor on this track, it actually reduced the volume, which I'll bring back in my maximizer. So I'm getting about 1 dB in gain reduction. So I've got that, and now I'm gonna move on to my mid-side processing. What this does is that it's different than panning. What it does is actually you can make the mid your low end, which is the middle, very mono or stereo, and your sides, which is your left and right, you can change your volume relative to your low. It causes it to give it a more bigger stereo spread than actually panning things around. When you pan things out, it tends to at this stage you could be messing with phase, but in this I'm using the mid-size processing. So I'll play it with that on now, and I'll show you by taking the middle out, which the middle here is the bottom, is the mono side. I'll take that out. You can hear what happened to the track. So I'm just left with the side, so I'm gonna let me just play it and bring it back in. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mess with the sides. So you can hear. So by turning that off or bringing it down, the gain down, the sides become mono straight up the middle. I can even delay the mid or delay the sides with this button, but I'm not gonna get into that. I no need. I can pan the mid or pan the sides, but I want to leave them straight up because I don't want to affect the correlation of the track. And that is it right now for the mid sides. I'm gonna take it off. So you can hear by engaging that I was able to increase the stereo width and make it bigger. So now I'm going to go to let me look back at my levels and see. So my level still seems to be looking good. Let me check my meter. So I'm still in you can see I got a little clip in there. me go here again. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in these tracks and make them a little softer so I can. So make this a little smaller. Okay, so I had to revisit my volumes because I was getting a lot of red and peaking, which I'm trying not to have. So I'm gonna play this one. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to my final thing, and that's my maximizer. My maximizer is where I'm gonna bring the volumes of the overall music up. See, my margin is set to -1. I don't want to go to 0. I want to set it at -1. That means it shouldn't go. Okay, I'll leave it at -3. Now you'll want to have it at -1. That way it shouldn't clip the output. And the stereo setting here, I'm going to remain the same. I can try different data so you can hear it. I want my bit depth at 16, which is CD quality, or I can put it out at 24, but then I'll have to data the track back down when exporting the audio. So now I'm gonna leave it at 16, and I'm leaving the data amount at medium. But I want to play it and go through some of these settings to hear if you can hear a difference in it. Actually, what these modes are doing, this is a form of compression. It is compressing the signal. So I'm gonna leave it in soft compression and play the track again. Okay, so let me see if there's another some reason load this meter. I wanted to see if it had something that could give me my levels. Cause I'm not getting those meters up there. Let me see what is connecting to those meters up there. So this is my big meter, and it's getting its reading. Big meter. Let's see. So my big meter. I want to see. Oh. So let's see. gonna set this to, let's say, -3 and try this again. My levels seem to be too hot. See with this what's happening. Okay, gonna bring this back. Okay. Okay, so the problem here was my mid-side processing. I think the volume was a bit too loud and I didn't catch that. But it gives you an understanding the difficulties could be involved in mastering. So after this, what I can do, I can export the entire session, which all the tracks would be set up with the same everything, or I can go and select individual files and export them out and import them back into the program I use to make my CDs with, or I can send this whole file, all the 3 songs out at one time. But to let you hear it again from the beginning, I'll just play this piece. So that's mastering, one way of mastering. In another tutorial, I'm gonna try it with the Reason Mastering Suite. But for now, I hope you check it out, see if you can pick up some info along the way. And if you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button, man. Peace out. Hope you enjoy it.